Hello, gorgeous. This practice will lead you to the next skill. Let's analyze this together, okay? So this reaction, it doesn't work. The question is, why? Why we don't obtain this product, all right? So let's look at right here first. The first step is making a Grignard reagent, okay? So add magnesium in ether, so put magnesium right there, so it works. What we wanted to happen from right here, so this carbon to attack that acetone. This compound is called acetone, okay? What doesn't work is right here. If you remember that a Grignard reagent is very, very strong and cannot coexist with any proton source, all right? The second reaction, it doesn't really work. This actually happened. Inside this molecule, okay? So there is a proton source, pKa 16, right there. This could happen or come from another molecule and attack that guy, either or. That and this happened first. So as soon as this Grignard reagent is made, it attack this proton right away, okay, or attack this proton from another molecule, all right? So Grignard reaction or reagent is not compatible with a compound that has acidic proton. Any of this doesn't work. Carboxylic acid, alcohol, amines, amide, okay? But hey, we can work around it. There's a way around this. Okay, so the last skill of this series of this video is using the protecting group. Okay, the idea behind the protecting group is like this. We know you cannot put the Grignard reagent right here because of the acidic proton of the alcohol group. So we can mask it or protecting it right there. So there's no hydrogen right there. So if you add the magnesium bromide right here, the Grignard reagent, it won't see or it can't see that proton. That's the purpose of protecting group. Okay, and then you functionalize it as you want, whatever you want to do right here. Once you're done, you can deprotect or remove the protecting group. All right, so that's the general idea of how to use a protecting group. The protecting group that we're gonna use in this chapter to protect an alcohol is trimethylsilyl chloride, TMSCl. Okay, all right. So how does it work? I'll take a look overall first. We're adding TMSCl, okay, and triethylamine or even pyridine is a base. Okay, so put the TMS group, replace the hydrogen with the TMS group. Remember, the hydrogen is a problem, acidic proton, okay, the proton source. So remove it for now, temporarily, with the TMS group. Look like this. So you got 3-methyl on it with a silicon in the middle. So the reaction works just like an SN2. Nucleophilic attack, bam, chlorine leaves, you get this, all right? Now, you might remember this. What is the limitation of an SN2 reaction? Steric hindrance, tertiary carbon, remember that? Nucleophilic attack on tertiary center, it's too slow, or we just say it doesn't happen, right? But the nucleophilic attack at this in this reaction with the silicon actually work. Why though? Well, look at this. If this were to be a carbon, of course, SN2 doesn't work, but silicon does. What's the size differences between silicon and carbon? Who is larger? Silicon. When silicon is larger, so I copied this from your textbook, David Klein, okay? Silicon is huge, so there's a more space for nucleophile to attack. Okay, so an SN2 on silicon works, even if there's some 3-methyl group around. Okay, all right. Once you have the nucleophilic attack, so we have the toysyl group right here. Okay, not toysyl, sorry, right wrong. TMS group on the oxygen, and then we add a base. Could be pyridine, could be triethylamine. Grab that proton. Okay, help facilitate this reaction. Now this is the TMS group. This is an oxygen and a TMS group, trimethylsilyl group right there. Okay. All right. So up here, this overall. So adding TMSCl and a base, pyridine or triethylamine. So you get this masking, protecting the alcohol group. Then you do functionalization, whatever you want. Then you can remove it. There are 2 ways to remove it. Professor Lawrence also mentioned the same thing. Okay, you can use an acid, or more popular one is T-bath. Look like this. This is T-bath. We love T-bath because sometimes an acid can react with the functional group like an alkene in your reactions. Okay, so we try to avoid that. We usually use T-bath. Look like this: tetrabutyl ammonium fluoride. This compound will produce a fluoride ion, and fluoride ion, this is on the side note, form bond strongly with the silicon. Remove the silicon right away, and you get alcohol back. Okay, you don't need to know what's going on right there. Okay, just add T-bath, the leaving group just fall off. So the overall synthesis will look like this. Okay, so we add. Well, we can't make the Grignard reagent because it's an alcohol. Okay, so add TMSCl and triethylamine T, not like a tea that you sip on. That's a triethylamine or pyridine. All right, you can use pyridine too if you are more familiar with that. Then functionalization, adding magnesium in ether, making a Grignard, generating Grignard. Then do the reaction that you want to do. This is acetone, attack, bam, right there. Okay, you're gonna get this intermediate. Then quenching step, add water, you get to creating the alcohol group. The last step, almost there, removing the protecting group, adding TBAP right there. That's it. Okay. All right, that's how we use protecting group. So we temporarily protect the labile functional group, the one that we don't want it to do something we don't want it to do. Okay, then you can remove it later. Let's try on your own right here. Okay, check with me on the next slide and we next video, and we're gonna do one practice together too. Okay,